Alright guys, welcome back to Crackerbox video 2. Now if you missed the first one, go back and watch it because we went through all the cards in a bit more detail. For this one, what we're doing is we're speeding up, covering all the commons because we've already seen those. If you want to see them read out, make sure you go back to video 1. We'll stop for the uncommons and the rares. And we'll go from there. Again, don't forget you do have a chance to win this awesome GP Sydney playmat as well as a couple of Dominaria boosters. All you need to do is comment on one of these videos within the next week. Every single person that does a comment, one per person, will go in the draw with a chance to win. Let me know what you're excited to open, what you want to find, you know, what kind of drafts you're actually looking forward to. What are you trying to find for your EDH? Are you going to brawl? Are you building some wacky standard modern stuff? Let me know. Have a chat with me in the comments. I love chatting with you guys. And obviously don't forget, if you do like what you're seeing, drop a sub. We're going to be doing tons of Dominaria drafting over on Twitch and exporting all this videos straight to YouTube in a sweet little playlist for you to watch at your leisure. Without further ado, technically pack 13. Alright, we'll stop at this. We haven't seen this common yet. Cold Water Snapper is a 4/5 hexproof for 6. Bloodstone Goblin is a 2-mana 2/2, cast a spell if it was kicked. If that spell was kicked, it gets +1/+1. Gaia's Protector, we haven't seen this one yet. It's a 4/2 that must be blocked if able. Tragic Poet, another one we haven't seen. We're actually seeing tons of new commons in this pile. It's a 1/1 for 1. Sacrifice, return an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Vicious Offering has kicker or sacrifice a creature for 2 cost. Target creature gets -2, and if it was kicked, it gets -5. Uncommons, Triumph of Gerard puts +1/+1 counter on target creature you control with the greatest power. Target creature you control with the greatest power gets flying, first strike, and lifelink for a 2-mana saga. That's pretty sweet. Juggernaut is back, baby. 4-mana 5/3. Tax each turn if able, cannot be blocked by walls. Thallid Soothsayer. These Thallids. 4-mana 2/3 with 2 sacrifice creature, draw a card. We get a shiny common. And we get Zahid, Djinn of the Lamp. Probably pronounced that wrong. It's a 6-mana 5/6 with flying, and you can pay 4 and tap an untapped artifact instead of paying its mana cost. So for those of you who didn't watch video 1, we've discovered that every pack has a guaranteed legendary. If that legendary is an uncommon, it gets moved to the back of the pack. If it's the rare, it just sits where it is, but it will always be behind the shiny for some reason. Deep Freeze, one we haven't seen as well. It's a 3-mana enchantment that turns target creature into a base power 0/4, has defender, loses other abilities, and is a blue wall. We also haven't seen the Davenant Trapper. It's a 3-mana 3/2. When you cast a historic spell, tap target creature and opponent controls. We also... Cabal Paladin is a 4-mana 4/2. When you deal a historic spell, deals 2 damage to each opponent. Adventurous Impulse. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land from amongst them and put it into your hand. It's kind of like Dino Stampede, but not as good. And the Mesa Unicorn is a 2/2 for 2 with lifelink. That's solid. Uncommons, we've got the Elfheim Druid. It adds 1 or it adds 2 only to cast kicked spells. Thorn Elemental can assign combat damage as though it wasn't blocked as a 7/7 for 7. Our rare is the Daring Archaeologist, who's a 4-mana 3/3, enters the battlefield, return an artifact or from your graveyard to your hand. And whenever you cast a historic spell, it gets a +1/+1. And our guaranteed uncommon is Denethor Capuchin Paragon. First strike, vigilance, lifelink, 3-mana 2/2, or as an equipment. Who cares about our second line attacks? This card is going to be a snap first pick in many, many drafts. Radiating Lightning is a 4-mana common we haven't seen yet. 3 damage to target creature and 1 damage to each creature that players controls. Vodalin Arcanist, add colorless, spend this mana only to add instant or sorcery spell, 2-mana 1/3. Lenoir Scout lets you put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And uncommons, with our blue lands in the land cycle, a Memorial to Genius enters tapped, adds blue, and has 5 mana sacrifice to draw 2 cards. That's pretty cool. Seal Away is a 2-mana enchantment with flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile target tapped creature opponent controls until Sealed Away leaves the battlefield. And our rare is the Leech's Mastery. It's a 6-mana legendary enchantment. Hexproof, you cannot lose the game. Whenever you gain life, you draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or graveyard. When this leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. Oh, we've got Slimefoot. Slimefoot is the Lord of all Lords. Well, it's not actually a Lord. It's just the... Oh, no, it's an uncommon. Oh, it's rare. It's the uncommon Fungus. It's a 3-mana 2/3. When a sapling you control dies, you gain... So it deals 1 damage to each opponent, you gain 1 life. This is our aristocrat of the set. So maybe we can do some neat stuff with this. I'd love to... If you guys have put together any slime decks yet, let me know. I want to see if that could happen. I want to do dirty stuff with it, whether it be standard or modern. It's just Fungus. It's just fun. They're pretty fun guys. Hey, another common we haven't seen yet. It's a 1-mana artifact that equips for 1 and gets +1/+1. I think this card's going to get picked a lot more first than I expect to, but it's fine. Alright, uncommons. We've got the Eldest Reborn. 5-mana saga where each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Then each opponent discards a card, and finally put target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Probably one of the best sagas at uncommon. I thought it was a mountain. This is the Red Memorial. Now it enters the battlefield tapped. It adds red, and for 4 and a red, you can sacrifice it to destroy target. Unplayable. A rare Tempest Djinn. It's a triple blue, 0/4, flying, +1/+0 for each basic island you control. Probably the worst of the cycle. And our guaranteed legendary is Slyn Voda the Rising Deep. It's an 8/8 for 8 with kicker 2. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return all creatures to their owner's hands except for merfolk, krakens, leviathans, octopuses, and serpents. Interesting. Interesting is all I got to say about that one. It's an 8-mana 8/8, which is not nothing. And for 10 mana, you can bounce the board. Maybe you're going to play it. I don't know if there's a ramp deck in this format. Fervent Strike we haven't seen before. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike and haste to end a turn. The Stronghold Confessor is a 1/1 for 1 with kicker 3. It has menace, and if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 counters. So it's a 1/1 for 1, or it's a 3/3 for 4, which isn't terrible. We finally got a somewhat playable land destruction spell. My buddy Coops from over at the Whole Box and Dice will be excited about this one. It's still not great, but the Falter ability, or Falterish ability on the attached to it makes it obviously much better than Demolish or any previous land destruction spell. And our rare is the Haphazard Bombardment. When it enters battlefield, choose 4 non-enchantment permanents you don't control and put an aim counter on each of them. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more permanents you don't control have the aim counter on them, destroy one of those permanents at random. That card is unplayable. Oh, we've got Yargle Gargle. First pick guaranteed. Win all the things. Dark Bargain is a 4-mana common. You look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 into your hand, probably put one of them into your... No. Put 2 of them into your hand and the other 1 into the graveyard. Deals 2 damage to you. We got Rescue. Rescue is a 1-mana return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. This one's going to be way overrated. And uncommons, we've got Fungal Plots. We've got the Zalfiran Void. When it enters the battlefield, just scry 1, otherwise it's just a waste. And our rare is the Antiquities War. We look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of the library in any random order. In a random order. And for the final, artifacts you control become artifact creatures with base power and toughness 5/5 to end a turn. Ooh, and we've got a shiny land. That's pretty. We've got Adeliz. I don't know, how do you pronounce it? It's a 3 mana 2/2 with flying haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, all wizards you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Final Parting, we haven't seen this uncommon yet. It's a 5 mana, search your library for 2 cards, put one into your hand, the other into your graveyard, shuffle your library. And our rare is Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. It is the first legendary sorcery. Keep in mind, you cannot cast these unless you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. 5 mana, you put up to 1 target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Exile this spell. My opinion on legendary sorceries is that they're not going to see very much play either. We have a foil. A foil is Seal Away. Then we have Tetsuko Umezawa Fugitive. I need to know if this is the Umezawa or not. Let me know. 2 mana 1/3. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less cannot be blocked. Goblin Warchief is our uncommon. Goblin spells cost 1 less to cast. Goblins you control have haste. It's a 2/2 for 3. It is a reprint. It is beautiful, as all goblins are. Orcish Vandal is a 1/1 for 2. Sacrifice an artifact. Deals 2 damage to any target. And we finish with the Traxos Scourge of Krug. Is a 4 mana 7/7. That enters the battlefield tapped and doesn't untap during your untap step, and whenever you cast an art historic spell, untap him. Academy Drake is a 3 mana 2/2 with kick of 4, and if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 counters on it. So it's either a 3 mana 2/2 or a 7 mana 4/4. Fight with Fire is our first uncommon for this pack. It's a 3 mana that deals 5 damage to target creature, and if it was kicked for 6 additional mana, it deals 10 total damage divided as you choose among any number of targets instead. That's pretty sweet. Oh, we got our first rare land, which is the Hinterland Harbour. This is our obviously reprints. It is both for tapped unless you control a forest or island, add green or blue. And our legendary is another Urgaros. Alright, 3 more packs to go for this video. Healer Grace is a 1 mana instant that prevents 3 damage and gains 3 life. Might be the closest to a playable life gain card we've seen for a long time, ever. Arbor Armament is an instant that puts a counter on target creature, gains reach land to turn. First, Wizard's Lightning at uncommon here. Costs 2 less to cast, you control the wizard. It's basically a bolt that normally costs 3. And our legendary land... okay, this is the first time we've got 2 legendaries. A legendary artifact, because it's just not a creature. It's the 4 mana. Artifact that when at the beginning of combat on your turn, you create a copy of the equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary. If the equipped creature is legendary, the token gains haste. And it doesn't go away at the end of turn. And we've got another Tetsuko Umezawa. So, hey, Tetsuko Umezawa. That's how I pronounce it. Let me know if that's right. Fungal Infection, we haven't seen before. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. Create a sapling. Probably only the worst removal spell that actually gets played. Another Champion of the Flame. Oh, there's our Planeswalker. There's our Mythic Teferi. It's a 5 mana, 4 loyalty Planeswalker. +1 to draw a card at the beginning of your next end step. Untap 2 lands. -3 to put target non-land permanent to its owner's library, 3rd from the top, and -8 you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. Sweet. Oh, and we got a foil rare, Evra, the Halcyon Witness. It's a 6 mana 4/4 with lifelink, and you can exchange your life total with his power. And our pack legendary, Quende, Pride Ephemerith. 4 mana 2/2 double strike. Creatures with first strike now have double strike. Creatures you control with first strike now have double strike. Right, that was a pretty sweet pack. We got the mythic, we got the foil rare. And our rare for this pack is the Benelish Marshal. It's the third one in the triple cost 3/3 cycle. All creatures you can control get +1/+1. This card's pretty sweet. Foil common. And another Bayard. Alright, so that's video 2. Video 2 seems a bit nicer than video 1 just because of the little planeswalker we got here. Again, let me know what the best card we opened here. Let me know what kind of things we could do with these cool cards. And don't forget, check out video 1 and 3. Video 1 runs a lot slower. Video 3 will run a lot faster. And don't forget to leave a comment for your chance to enter that little giveaway. Win yourself this pretty sweet playmat and a couple of booster packs from Dominaria.